evening, you're watching the Market Wrap on Bloomberg Quint Live. Let's take a look at what happened as far as the market is concerned. Not the best of days as far as our benchmark indices is concerned. The Nifty was down almost 35 points. The Bank Nifty managed to fall significantly. So let's take a look at what happened. The only saving grace was Reliance because of the large market cap. The Nifty was down only 35 points, else the Nifty would have fallen much more. What contributed positively? A late surge as far as JSW Steel is concerned. Tata Motors did manage to rally. It's up almost 50% from the time it reported that big 27,000 crore loss. So today as a pack, the oil companies did well. So the energy index was the top gainer, while the other sectors, especially on the real estate front, the metal pack actually saw a little bit of selling that came in. Bajaj Auto has managed to recover from the lows that we've seen, and TCS continues with its good run. What didn't do well were the financials. Yes Bank was at day's low. Indiabulls Housing Finance was down almost 4% in trade, while on the metal pack, JSW Steel did manage to recover. Hindalco, Vedanta were down in trade. After a stellar run over the past few days, IndusInd Bank manages to close down by 3%. Let's take a look at the mid-cap end of the market, and while we saw counters like AU Small Finance Bank and Crompton Greaves Consumer move up by almost 2%, it was basically on the negative side where the market moved. The index was down 170 points. Counters like Reliance Power were down 13%. Reliance Capital was down 17%. Reliance Infra was down 8%. So a big hit coming in as far as the ADAG group is concerned. Counters like on the real estate front, Oberoi Realty, Prestige Estates was down in trade. HEG Graphite down in trade. Natco at a 52-week low. As far as the small cap end of the market is concerned, you had a big 1.5% drop, while some counters like a Persistent System or a Dr. Lal Path Labs or an NIIT Technology managed to just hold on. Look at the Rainers. After a stellar run, Rain Industries has given. Jet Airways was down 30%, and we'll have Vishwanath speak about what happened and what's the way ahead. CG Power was down in trade. Just Dial, despite the clarification, was down in trade. The other pack we want to talk about is basically the banking pack. The Nifty Bank was down over 1% in trade, and all the banks did manage to fall significantly in trade. So that's the trend that we're seeing. Some other counters that I want to highlight, first of all, it was counters like Wipro, which managed to hold on despite coming out with an ordinary set of numbers. Is basically the buyback that is going on at levels of 320, in which they say they will buy it. That managed and the big 10,500 crore buyback that is holding on to the stock. Mindtree is another counter. Despite inline set of numbers, the guidance was decent. But again, it's the big dividend that they gave, a 27 rupee dividend that they gave, that managed to hold the stock. The big stock that we want to talk about is Jet Airways. You can see it's down almost 30% in trade. Look at the intraday graph of Jet Airways, and you can see the drop that came in. Let's pull it up to a 3-day chart, and you can see the trouble that is there on Jet Airways. So it's down significantly in trade. That's the drop, and a lot of concerns on Jet Airways. You can see the big drop post them indicating that the airline is temporarily shutting down operation. Vishwanath joins me. Vishwanath, what's the latest? It's gone downhill all the way. Operations are shut. What news do we have? Is there something that probably can revive the counter?
Well, it doesn't look like it, Darshan, honestly. Just this morning, State Bank of India and the rest of the lenders put out a statement where they essentially said that at this point in time, they don't believe that providing that interim finance is the right way to go for Jet Airways. They would rather prefer the bidding process that they had initiated on the 8th of April. That get completed and a final bidder come up front. So the bidding process is on. All the 4 interested bidders have been issued bid documents. They're doing their own due diligence on the company. And on the 10th of May, they're supposed to submit their final bids for Jet Airways. So that is when we'll know whether any bidder is actually interested in buying the company at this stage. Of course, remember that, as you said, the company's already shut down its operations for now. It is unclear whether any of these bidders are going to be interested in the case after that still. But in any case, once that is clarified and once the lenders know if there's a bidder on board or not, they can decide on the future course of action. If a bidder comes in and they offer the right value that lenders are looking for, then obviously that company gets sold and then the rest of the resolution takes place. If it doesn't, then the lenders have very, very few options left on their hands. I mean, you could either go for an insolvency, which looks rather difficult in an aviation company. The other option is you go for any other resolution route like DRT or a SARFACI. But there the history for the banking industry has not been very strong. So, things are not yet clear. It will be clearer closer to the mid of May when the lenders will take the final call as to what they want to do.
Yeah, so Vishy, is there any clue on who these 4 lenders are you spoke about?
Yeah, so the 4 investors include TPG Capital, there's Etihad Airways, of course, both of them had bid. NIIF did not submit an EOI, but they said that they will participate in the final bidding process. And Indigo Partners, which is another PE firm that has been interested in the aviation sector for a very long time. They're also interested in investing in Jet Airways, at least according to the EOI. Now, whether that actually turns into a final bid or not, that is something that we still have to see.
Now, when this entire deal was happening and Jet was at least afloat, SBI said that they will infuse some 1,500 crores.
Yes.
Why did they back off?
So they backed out. I mean, there are multiple reasons. Firstly, the operations of the company were already pretty much, going down. The other thing that is driving the decision making for the lenders is their past experience with Kingfisher. Now, in 2017, the CBI arrested a bunch of officials from IDBI Bank, former officials of IDBI Bank, because in 2009 they had given out some 900 crore worth of loans to Kingfisher Airlines, even though the company's operations were very, very low. So the question were asked whether proper guidelines were followed in lending that money, and the CBI put it as a fraudulent transaction. So that experience is still fresh for the lenders. They do not want to stick their neck out and give funding for now. They'll wait till a new bidder comes.
So it seems that till 10th of May, operations will be shut down for Jet Airways. They're not getting any money till 10th of May. Right?
That's what the lenders have indicated. So unlikely that that money is going to come in for now. So as and when the bidder comes forth, of course, we'll know more about the lenders.
Okay, many thanks for that, Vishwanath. So that's the big story that happened today. Jet Airways is down 30% in trade. No operations yet. We'll need to see what happens to the stock price now on Monday when the entire deal happens. Whether or not any kind of movement will come in, but as of now there was heavy selling that happened on Jet Airways. That's the deal that happened today. All eyes now on Reliance, that will come out with numbers, but I think the big point on Reliance today was the Bloomberg story that happened in terms of wanting to sell some stake as far as their oil and gas stake is concerned. So that is something ahead of the numbers excited the market, and the counter ended up almost 3%. So we're off now for a truncated week. Markets are over. We'll open now back on Monday, but till then, it's holidays for us. Thanks for watching Bloomberg Quint.